Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
If the modern world feels like, a relentless treadmill for your brain, demanding constant focus, retention, quick thinking, you are definitely not alone.
No, absolutely not.
And this collective mental strain, it's really fueled a booming industry, the cognitive supplement market.
Huge market.
Yeah, and it promises this ultimate shortcut, doesn't it? A pill to boost your memory, sharpen focus, basically deliver that mental edge you feel might be slipping away.
The appeal is just enormous, right? I mean, who wouldn't want clear thinking without the struggle of changing deep-seated habits?
Exactly.
So our mission today, as we dive deep into your sources, is really to separate the scientific facts from some pretty sophisticated marketing hype.
Okay.
We're looking under the hood of these ingredients, seeing which ones genuinely hold up for brain health and, which are maybe just banking on hopeful consumers.
Finding the evidence-based necessities versus just expensive optimism.
That's a good way to put it, expensive optimism.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Let's jump right into the ingredients that actually have some, substantial peer-reviewed support behind them. When we talk brain function, we almost always have to start with omega-3 fatty acids.
Absolutely. You really have to. Think of omega-3s, specifically DHA and EPA, as sort of the bedrock of your brain structure.
Okay.
Your sources show these fatty acids make up a major part of the cell membrane, especially in neurons.
Right.
So if your brain cells are constantly firing signals, which they are, omega-3s help keep those membranes fluid, flexible. And that's just essential for rapid, efficient communication across the whole network.
And it's interesting looking at the research. It seems less focus on making a healthy brain smarter, per se, and more on protecting it from, decay.
That's a key distinction, yeah. Diets rich in omega-3s are consistently linked with reduced cognitive decline and, importantly, a lower risk of conditions like Alzheimer's.
So they aren't magic bullets.
No, not at all. They're essential structural components. And what's fascinating here is that while, yes, many people reach for supplements like fish oil, it's often because their diet just isn't providing that baseline amount.
Filling a gap.
Exactly. We see the clearest benefits of supplementation in people who are already deficient. It helps with long-term support, memory maintenance, and crucially reducing inflammation. Inflammation is a major enemy of brain health.
Okay, moving on then. The second foundational piece that pops up consistently in every serious study is vitamin D, the sunshine nutrient. We usually think bones.
Right, everyone thinks bones first.
But its role in the brain seems pretty expensive.
Oh, it's massive. Vitamin D receptors are found all throughout the brain. It plays a role in making neurotransmitters and just general neuroprotection.
And the link is strong.
Very strong correlation shown in studies. People with low vitamin D levels are significantly more likely to experience memory problems, and they have a higher risk in developing dementia later on.
Which makes supplementation sound pretty practical for a lot of us, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Especially if you live in, say, northern latitudes or maybe just work indoors all day.
Yeah.
If you're not getting regular sun exposure, your body simply cannot produce enough. Supplementation fills that critical deficiency gap. It helps make sure the overall brain environment stays supportive of high function. It's actually one of the clearer cases where a supplement can be a necessary intervention, not just, a nice to have.
Right. A true need for some people. Okay, then we hit the B vitamins. These seem like the metabolic workhorses for the nervous system. We're looking specifically at B12 and folic acid, B9. What's their fundamental role beyond just preventing basic anemia?
Yeah, good question. This is where we really get into the brain's energy equation. B vitamins act as essential cofactors.
Yeah.
Basically, necessary partners for tons of critical metabolic processes.
Oh, factors. Okay.
They're fundamental to producing energy in the mitochondria,
Yeah.
the powerhouses of your brain cells.
Yeah.
You can almost think of them as like the spark plugs needed for your brain to burn fuel efficiently.
So if you run low, the whole engine just kind of sputters.
Precisely. And besides energy, they also help metabolize something called homocysteine, an amino acid.
Homocysteine.
Yeah, high levels of that are linked to brain atrophy and vascular problems. B12 and B9 help keep those levels down. And here's a really critical point for you listening. Older adults, and also vegans and vegetarians, are highly susceptible to B12 deficiency.
Why is that?
Well, B12 is mainly found in animal products, and our ability to absorb it decreases as we age.
Okay.
and
Right.
deficiency. It leads directly to cognitive symptoms, confusion, memory loss, even neurological damage.
So for those specific groups, this isn't really optional, is it? It's more of a necessary protective step.
Exactly right.
Okay, this transitions us nicely from the essentials to the building blocks and maybe the ingredients that show potential but have more limited data, what we're calling the maybes. Let's look at phospholipids first.
Right, phospholipids, particularly ones like phosphatidylserine and phosphatidylcholine. These are types of fatty acids that literally make up the structural scaffolding of brain cells.
Scaffolding, I like that.
Yeah. If omega-3s keep the membranes fluid, phospholipids are more like the actual framework. They support cell-to-cell signaling and just an overall brain architecture.
They sound like the ultimate structural repair kit for the brain, which is probably why they feature so heavily in supplement ads.
They absolutely do. And look, some small focused clinical trials, especially with aging adults, have suggested potential benefits for memory and even stress response. There often is. We have to inject let's say, a healthy dose of scientific caution here. The body of evidence is still pretty fragmented.
Right.
We really need much larger, higher quality, longer-term studies to confirm these benefits across the board before we can say they move from promising building block to, guaranteed cognitive booster.
That's a really clear distinction. Okay, now let's talk about a classic. Ginkgo biloba, probably the most famous herbal supplement for brain health, marketed for years as a memory enhancer. Why is it so popular, and yet why do the sources give us such, mixed signals?
Ginkgo's popularity really stems from two main perceived benefits. One is its antioxidant effects, protecting cells from damage.
Okay.
And the other is the belief that it improves blood flow to the brain. The logic seems pretty sound. More blood means more oxygen, more nutrients.
Makes sense on paper, but the data doesn't always follow the logic, does it?
It often doesn't, unfortunately. While some early, maybe smaller studies suggested modest improvements in attention or memory, particularly for people with existing mild cognitive impairment, the large, really definitive trials, like those looking at preventing dementia, have shown little to no consistent benefit in healthy adults.
So it really is the perfect example of a maybe supplement.
Exactly. If you try it, maybe you'll feel something, maybe not. But you shouldn't really count on it as a core part of your brain health strategy.
That brings us perfectly to the crucial reality check segment. We've covered the essentials, we've reviewed the maybes, but let's ask the big question. If someone has a reasonably balanced diet, does popping these pills actually make them measurably better, sharper, faster?
That is the essential assumption the whole supplement industry kind of relies on, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the answer, according to reputable sources like Harvard Health, is usually no.
Yeah.
Not in the way people hope. Taking essential nutrients, the omega-3s, the B vitamins, vitamin D in pill form, doesn't really guarantee better performance if you're already getting enough from your diet. The pill primarily works to correct a deficit.
Oh.
It doesn't typically create some kind of cognitive superpower on top of a healthy baseline. If your foundation is already strong, the added benefit from a pill tends to diminish significantly.
So what does offer measurable, proven protection for the brain then? Something that potentially goes beyond what single supplements can do?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the answer is really about holistic lifestyle and especially diet. Long-term adherence to dietary patterns like the Mediterranean diet, rich in anti-inflammatory foods, antioxidants, healthy fats, low in refined sugars, that shows profoundly stronger results in protecting brain health and preventing cognitive decline than any single pill or even stack of pills.
Interesting. So it's the synergy.
It's the synergy, exactly. Diet provides this complex interplay of nutrients that a capsule just can't replicate. It's like the difference between delivering a few isolated bricks versus building an entire protected house.
That's a great analogy. We also definitely need to draw a hard line here regarding a frankly dangerous trend. The off-label use of prescription drugs like Modafinil or Adderall as so-called smart drugs.
This is critical.
It seems fueled by this intense cultural pressure to perform academically or professionally.
It absolutely is, and it raises an extremely important safety warning. These are highly potent pharmaceuticals. They're designed to treat serious medical conditions, ADHD, narcolepsy, things like that.
Right, specific diagnoses.
Exactly. Their effectiveness in those conditions comes with serious trade-offs. Using them casually as cognitive enhancers, especially among healthy students or professionals under pressure, it carries immense risk.
What specifically are the high-stakes risks we need to make sure the listener understands?
Okay, beyond the obvious risk of dependency and addiction, these drugs are powerful stimulants.
Right.
They can trigger severe mood swings, anxiety, even psychosis in some individuals, and critically, serious cardiovascular problems, increased heart rate, high blood pressure, even in people who think they're perfectly healthy.
Wow.
The medical community is absolutely crystal clear on this. It's a highly inadvisable path for cognitive enhancement unless there's strict medical oversight and a genuine diagnosis warranting the medication.
That distinction is so crucial, medical intervention versus casual, risky optimization. Okay, and finally, let's talk about consumer safety. Because when you buy a brain supplement off the shelf, you're entering a market that's fundamentally different from buying a prescription drug, regulation-wise.
This is perhaps the single most important piece of actionable information for you as a consumer. Dietary supplements are not strictly regulated by the FDA in the same way drugs are.
What does that mean practically?
It means manufacturers do not have to prove their product is safe, that it works, or even that it actually contains what the label claims before it goes on the market.
That's kind of terrifying, actually.
It can be. That burden of proof essentially falls entirely on you, the consumer.
So if the government isn't validating these claims, what concrete steps should you take to make sure you aren't wasting money or, even worse, taking something contaminated?
You absolutely must do your homework. Look for verification seals from recognized independent third parties.
Like which ones?
Specifically, look for organizations like USP, that's U.S. Pharmacopoeia, or NSF International. These groups test products to confirm purity, potency, and also that the pill actually dissolves properly so your body can use it bioavailability.
Okay, USP or NSF.
Right. Without that kind of independent seal, you are essentially taking a leap of faith based on a label claim alone.
Got it. So let's try to wrap this up with some smart, practical guidelines for the listener. The golden rule, which I think we've hammered home, is that supplements have to serve a balanced lifestyle. They cannot replace it.
Exactly. And the first practical step, talk to a healthcare provider.
Before taking anything.
Ideally, yes. They can test you for known deficiencies, like low B12 or low vitamin D. Your first effort should really be targeted supplementation to address a known, scientifically identified gap in your nutrition, not just, shotgunning expensive capsules hoping for some general boost.
Right, fix the known problems first. Okay,
Yeah.
we hear this question constantly from students, from professionals. Can the essentials, the omega-3s, the B vitamins we discussed, can they directly boost academic or professional performance in a measurable way? Like, take this, get better grades.
Not reliably, no. While they absolutely ensure your brain is operating at its baseline best, there's just no strong evidence that they provide an immediate, noticeable boost in things like focus or alertness in already healthy individuals.
So what does drive performance?
The real drivers of effective work and learning are still the fundamentals. High-quality sleep, proper time management, managing stress effectively, and maintaining that nutrient-rich diet we talked about. Those are your levers.
Okay, and a final clarity point. Can supplements prevent cognitive decline? Stop it from happening.
They support, they don't prevent. That's the key word, support. Supplements can help maintain cognitive health, yes, but they aren't preventative medicine against diseases like Alzheimer's in the way we think of vaccines preventing illness.
So what offers the strongest protection?
Again, it comes back to lifestyle factors. Prioritizing sleep, getting regular, fairly intense physical activity, engaging in challenging mental stimulation, and sticking to that foundational healthy diet. These factors are exponentially more effective for long-term protection against cognitive decline.
The message seems crystal clear. The most effective things you can do for your brain, well, they don't come in a bottle.
That's really the central conclusion from all the solid research. It's undeniable. There is no magic pill for brain power. You kind of have to earn it through consistent effort. The strongest support truly lies in living that healthy lifestyle, eating well, staying mentally and physically active consistently over the long haul. And this perhaps leaves you with a thought to mull over.
Okay.
Since brain health is ultimately defined not just by the supplement you might choose to take, but much more profoundly by the actions you commit to every single day. How can you maybe shift your focus?
Yeah.
Shift away from chasing that appealing, easy-seeming quick fix of a pill towards rigorously prioritizing the cumulative long-term power of those daily habits. Sleep, targeted physical and mental activity, proper nutrition. The things that research has definitively shown deliver the strongest, most sustainable results for your brain.
That is the essential knowledge to take away. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into brain supplements.
My pleasure. Until next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.